AYTPC, Doug, Michigan E-Piper here, and I am coming to you from my pipe room. I told you in the last video that I was gonna possibly do my church warden with some Old Toby in here, and I'm like, you know what? I haven't ordered that yet, and I'm ready to smoke now. So this is my inaugural smoke in my new pipe room. This is I figured it was suitable to do vintage Dr. Grabo with some Carter Hall. So that's what I'm smoking today. But what I wanted to do, and by the way, I got my air purifier running down here, so we'll see how that works out. I think I need to get it up off the ground, so I'll probably find an end table or something I can pull out or something. I really don't want it sitting in the middle of the room, but they say that with the air purifiers you want like at least 15 inches around this one anyway, to make sure that it picks everything up. So haven't got my camera mounts and stuff figured out, so right now you're on the shelf of my desk to be able to see for that, at least for this angle. But what I want to talk to you guys today about, or show you anyway, is a lot of guys I'm sure have seen the survival bracelets. Well, this is just I used to make those. Now I'm starting to make them as pipe stands, and they work very well. If you don't have a pipe stand, or if you want something different. I didn't have a pipe stand. I was looking for something to put my pipes in. I usually do black. I'm going to use some different colors today. It's just going to make it easier to show you how to do those. But they work great for pipe stands, guys, and you can make them, custom make them to suit your size, the size of your pipe or whatnot. So it's really easy to do. And for the price of a pipe stand, you could probably make, I don't know, dozens of these maybe, because basically all you have is paracord. And you need paracord, a lighter, and a knife. Pretty much you're in business. And your pipe if you want to size it up. So what I'm going to do today is show you how to make these. We'll do it down here on the table. So I'll throw the camera up on the tripod so you guys can see how I do that. And then we'll come up and talk about it. See you in a sec. Okay guys, this is all you need. I got a knife here to cut my paracord with. I've got a lighter. I've got what I do with the paracord, and you can use whatever colors you want, obviously, and you don't necessarily have to use paracord for this. But what I do is I usually if you want to make this thing like 6 inches long, then you get your 6 inches, your 12 inches of the black here. You just double it over to 6 inches or whatever you're going to do. And then for the yellow, I would basically, you do 1 foot per inch. Now I can tell you that it varies. I don't really worry about getting down to the specific inch because it's always going to vary depending on how tight you do it, how loose or whatever. So I just basically pull the paracord out, stretch my arms out, and that's pretty close to 5 or 6 foot of this, of the long stuff, and then the short stuff I just kind of eyeball it. This is probably a little long, but it'll work for what we're doing today. So the first thing you want to do is take your short piece and just put it in half like that. And guys, this is easier if you find something to clamp on right here. Okay, so if you find something to clamp onto that, you can sit here and work on it, and it's not going back and forth in your hands. I've just done so many of these that it's not as big of a deal for me. And the other thing you want to do is on the yellow one, or on the longer of the two, you want to find middle. So I'm going to do over here off camera real quick. So my middle is right here. I kind of put a fold in it to help me keep track. And then here's how you do this. Lay this piece over the top, and it's the same fold each and every time. I kind of pinch it here. And I'm going to start it first. So you lay that across there. So this section comes around here. This one goes over the top of it and then back through this side. And I'm going to do this several times. Don't worry if you didn't see it quite right, because really what I'm trying to do is just get a start. So there's my start, okay? And I can leave as much or as little as I want. I usually leave about that much. Make sure you keep everything tight and straight. And the big thing about knots, guys, we do a lot of nice knots in the fire service, is it's all about references. So if you've got a fold here, keep that fold there. You know, don't keep trying to twist it and do this stuff because you're going to get yourself screwed up. So you see where this loop comes around? That's the side you're going to do next. You bring this over, take the other side across it, so over the top of it, and back up through here. That tightens up. And now you see how that loop is over here now? You start from that side. Put it over, bring this one over the top, and back up and through. Trying to keep my hands out of the way. And just do that. And you can make this, like I say, you can make this as tight or as loose as you want. So what I do is I get going, I'll do it one more time so you can see. Move it over, oops. Move it over. This one goes over the top of that one and back up through here. And we tighten that up again. So then as you go, and you can do all kinds of different colors and whatnot, but then you just keep doing that, right? Up through, zing it in, over. This is great for when you're smoking a pipe, if you're a clencher. Oops. I say that as I screwed up. If you're a clencher or if you want to set your pipe down next to you, and just keep doing that over and over and over again. And obviously you can see the shape it's doing now. Like I said, it's easier if you got it hooked to something so it's not, you know, slipping around your hand like this one is, but you see that just keeps coming together with each fold. And then I'll go ahead and do this a little bit more, and when I get to the point where I'm finishing it, then I'll come back and we'll go from there. Alright guys, as you can see, I've got this all the way to the end now. All you got to do, and that took me a grand total of like 3 minutes. Now granted, I've been doing these recently, so now you can do this a couple of different ways. It's really up to you on how you finish it off. Here's what I like to do. First thing I want to do is I'm going to cut these. And I should have sharpened my knife before the video. You got to watch kind of how you cut them, because if you cut them too short, they're going to pull back through before you get a chance to heat them up. The other thing you want to watch is when you go to melt these down, you do have to melt them down, they'll fray. Make sure you melt it right up to where it's going through. And have something ready to mash down on it. And I'll tell you why in a second. Okay, it's melted. And I mash down it like that. And what that does, that locks that into that other piece here, so it doesn't pull through. It melted it into it basically. Okay, so we're going to do that to the other side. Give it a cut. I might have cut that one too short. Oh, no, I think it should be good. And like I said, it's something good to do if you're sitting around smoking a pipe, watching TV, whatever. You can blow out a bunch of these in no time. Melt that to the other side. So we're good there. So now we just got to terminate this. So here's how I usually do it. This one's a little on the small side, okay? I brought over this pipe, my freehand by Dr. Grabo, because it's got a little pointier end on it. But if you have to, it's kind of hard, but you can pull that so that loop's a little bit smaller. It's going to work it a little bit. And then what I do is I bring these two through, and then I do that knot all over again. So I did that right. You take this one over, go underneath, back through up in here. Same knot, just on the centerpiece. It's not quite as obvious when it's all the same color. It doesn't look the greatest. I mean, you could pretty it up a little bit, I guess, but when a pipe's sitting in it, it's sitting like this, and if it's one color, that pipe's sitting back, you know, where it's blocking it anyway. So we'll go ahead and cut that off, trim that up. Sometimes you get that cut a little long, so just keep melting it. Just remember, like that, it can catch fire, and if it does, sometimes that's all right. Just make sure it doesn't drip on you, because that's like hot tar and it sucks. Mash that down, lock it in place. Same thing on the other side. Don't cut yourself. I've had enough accidents lately. My wife said something about twisting her ankle earlier today, and I'm like, nope, you're not allowed to. Only one of us can be hurt at a time. Alright, so melt that down. That will drip if you're not careful, so just be careful. Put that into place. Alright, and there is your pipe stand. Should be able to set that bad boy right in there like that, and you're golden. That's how that works. So you can, again, you can make them any color. If you like this one I've got black, I got some red ones as well. Now, if you guys take, when you have that big fold, we'll pretend this is the big long one, right, when you started. You have that big fold, right? If you cut it here and put two colors together, then that also makes different color patterns. You can do all kinds of stuff with that, guys. So if you want to know more about that, just let me know. But that's how you make those. So we'll go back up to the top here. Well, there you go, guys. That's how you do it. Of course, it's not going to sit very well with it you holding up like that. There we go. That's what they look like. And do different colors, do whatever you want, but I mean, there's nothing to it. I mean, how much paracord is that, right? I mean, I used probably right around 6 foot total. So you figure they come in, what, 100-foot coils for like $7. You can make a million of these things. So the only thing I don't like about it or care about it is that it's not old. I guess for lack of a better word, it's not, you don't look at it and think to yourself, boy, I wish I could do it like they did back in the day, which is why I didn't make an old ways video out of this. But no, it works out pretty well. So maybe in the future I'll get some pipe stands or something, but that's what I do. As far as the filter goes, I did move it up behind me. I don't know, yeah, you can see it back here. I moved back up behind me. It just seemed like it got smoky real quick in here. I think it's still circulating the air through the whole room. But obviously when you puff in an 11 by 7 room, when you light your lighter or light your pipe, it's gonna fill it pretty quick. So I just have to keep an eye on that. My son's home. My wife's left for the evening. She works at the haunted house on Friday, Saturday, Sunday evenings. So I'll have to check with my son when I get back out of here and see how bad I stink. Of course, my son and I we both like pipe smoke, so the smell of pipe smoking. So I don't know if he'll be like, you stink, or hey, let me try that. He's a cigarette smoker and he wants to smoke down here, and I'm like, no. The last thing I want is to come into my pipe room and it smells like cigarette smoke. So nothing against you cigarette smokers out there, but I do this because I like the smell of it and the taste as well. So other than that, this is pretty cool down here. I really like it. Like I said, I don't know that I'll be spending a ton of time down here. It depends. What you can't see right now is that I've got up in my desk here, I've got my books. I took all my cellar tobaccos out and put them right back up here and in the other side. It made more sense to keep them with the pipes, and then I can keep my books up here. So this will be kind of a study room as well. I am starting to study for certification for the medical examiner's office. It's a national certification that I need to knuckle down on and get done. So this may make a good room for that, as well as my Bible studies and whatnot that I don't do enough of. So guys, I do hope you all are doing well, and thanks for all the comments on the last video about the room. I am super excited. I hope it didn't come across as a brag. It was just a, hey, rejoice with me type thing, that this fell in my lap. So other than that, I hope you all have a great week, and until next time, you take care.